Welcome back to the Public Pool Podcast. I'm Michaela Pascal, and this is my beautiful, beautiful husband, Jack O'Shea.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to start doing that at the beginning again.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're listening to this podcast. You need to know the name.
Yeah, everybody always like, why do you have to introduce anything? People click on stuff now.
I know, but it just feels like a formality. Well,
like in TV shows, like we've been watching the news, we're still just crushing the news because it's been good.
News has been good.
Yeah, we dance
God,
around.
are we 80 years old?
It's good. This is what like it was supposed to be when people used to watch like the news all the time. It's because a lot of shit was happening.
Yeah.
And there wasn't other things to distract us. But now, every single time at the top of an hour, it'd be like breaking news.
Yeah.
The new show's starting. That's the breaking news.
Yeah.
It's like, it's 4 p.m.
PSA to the news. You guys need to cut it out with the breaking news graphics because I'm starting to not believe you.
I don't believe you.
And when there will be breaking news, I'm not going to blink twice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I completely agree.
That's
good. That's a good note for Jake Tapper.
I know.
Man, he seems bummed lately.
So with this show, like I had a full like intro thing made for us and everything, and I never ended up putting it in just because I was like, I didn't want to do that for the first couple of episodes. I didn't want like the engagement, the watch time to like click away because people were like, oh, this is a stupid little thing.
Yeah.
And I just never ended up putting it in.
I do that with a lot of stuff. I'm very, very stubborn with like, if I don't like something, I'll just stop and leave.
Yeah. Like we had like a theme song and everything, guys.
But I feel like
let us know if you want it.
But I feel like most people aren't like me where they'll be like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
I feel like most people are like, yeah, it's the intro.
When starting a new channel, I'm just so like, please don't leave. Please don't leave.
Yeah.
Please watch our thing. So I'm just so careful.
Isn't it amazing though how like, who fucking cares? I was gonna say, I was like, isn't it amazing how like the second you stop caring, that's when everything takes off.
Yeah.
But it's really hard because you're not going to start unless you care.
So this week I had to look myself in the mirror and ask myself a tough question that I didn't really think I'd have to ask myself.
Yeah.
Is Joe Rogan hot?
Is Joe Rogan hot? I don't think so.
I like had a moment.
By the way, again, I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
This is my husband.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm straight.
I can confirm he's not gay.
I'm just very, very comfortable with my sexuality. Be like, I think I know what.
Yeah.
I never thought of him. You know what? Young him was handsome.
Yeah. So I had a moment this week where I saw a video of him and I was like, because I never thought he was like ugly. Like that's not my thing. But then I kind of had a moment where I was like, is he hot or is he just my type? And then
that's true.
And then I was looking up those old pictures and videos of him. I was like, let me see him young.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I think universally everyone can agree that Joe Rogan was hot when he was young.
He was on like TV shows. He was on like sitcoms in I think the 90s or something.
Yeah, I had no really clue. Besides Fear Factor, that's where I knew him from.
He basically was auditioning for the same roles as like Matt LeBlanc, like Joey from Friends. Like he was that level of where it's like, he's gonna be the cute young guy.
Yeah, like I was seeing these pictures. I was like, okay, clearly he was really cute back then.
Yeah.
And now he's just so different. He's just big.
Well, now he's all like, he's on a ton of like testosterone and HGH and.
So you can kind of tell, I think that's what's throwing me off a little bit.
He's older.
Yeah, he's older. But I don't know. I just had a moment this week where I was like, is he hot? Or is that just my type? So weirdly, I might be one of the only women to have that thought.
I am so lucky about your type. Whenever anybody's like, how did you get her? I'm always like, I don't know. The answer is, for whatever reason, you have a thing for large, muscular, bald men. And it's like, fuck yeah.
I think it just like started with The Rock.
You like The Rock a lot.
I really loved and Vin Diesel. I loved Vin Diesel. He was like my OG crush. And
that's hilarious.
So I think that just like evolved from like me being like, as a kid being like, oh, I like those guys.
How many people are like, well, Vin Diesel, my OG crush.
That's my man. I saw him in Pacifier and that changed my life.
Is that what you were introduced to Vin Diesel from? I was Triple X.
Okay.
That movie was really good. I need to rewatch it because I have a feeling that movie does not age well.
Probably not.
It's probably one of those movies. There's a lot of like stunts in it. The soundtrack's really good. The soundtrack is like my type of music. So you would probably hate the soundtrack. The soundtrack's like a lot of like German nu metal bands.
Yeah.
And every now and then I just throw in the soundtrack.
Yeah.
To just do my daily activities.
Yeah, I love that for you.
Because I'm psychotic.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. That's so funny. Is Joe Rogan hot?
I don't know. Because I was like, I've never seen it, like any women or heard any women like say that. No one is like, oh, he's ugly. But he's not exactly like a heartthrob on anyone's like watch list.
Well, like no women watch him.
That's so true. So maybe that's why.
Yeah. Like he and I have very similar demos.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever really like listened to a full episode of Joe Rogan besides like the like one with Tim Dillon and Alex Jones.
I showed you that. I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Because that's amazing. That's amazing.
They're trying to seize control.
Yeah. Trying to centralize control.
Trying to centralize control. I can't get
and
enough
Tim
of it.
Dillon just looks like he's like a Make-A-Wish kid. He's like, this is the best day of his life.
Tim Dillon, yeah, it's so fucking perfect. God, Alex Jones is back, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. So did you see last week InfoWars, his company, which again, what a name.
InfoWars?
InfoWars.
It's like Storage Wars.
It's like Storage Wars, except it's about information.
Yeah.
He's basically like, they're trying to centralize control. And
when is Trump gonna put him in the cabinet?
like,
I feel like we're getting dangerously close.
well, the fact that like, it's so fun. What was the order? So he said,
We just got Dr. Oz. No, he's not in the cabinet, but he got a little job this week.
but still, it was Tulsi
Yeah.
was first. And everybody's like, whoa. Because the Democrats have been saying that she's a Russian asset for forever. And it's like, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop. You got to stop calling people treasonous unless you're like, we know they're treasonous.
Yeah.
Just, it kind of like feels fucked up to do that.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, and I guess it's like, it's politics, but it's like, there's certain things where it's like, if you knowingly make a false accusation, you're kind of ruining someone's life.
Yeah.
Because forever they're going to be like, I thought she was a Russian asset.
Yeah, the line has been getting further and further the past couple of years of like what you could accuse people of for some reason.
People just throw it all out now.
Yeah.
But it was her, and then it was like, whoa. And then it was like RFK Jr. for health, and everybody was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then it was like Matt Gaetz, and it was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz was where I was like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty open with everything. We're like, yeah, fuck it, fuck the system. But Dr. Oz.
Because I'm like weirdly rooting for RFK, where I'm like, because he should have been president.
No, like it's not that crazy. Like RFK, it's really not that crazy because at the very least you can be like, he might be wrong, but everybody seems to be on the same page of like, he means well.
He does.
Like it's why nobody like, obviously people do like hate George W. Bush, but people don't like hate him.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, well, he tried his best.
Yeah.
Like, no, except for the people who are like, he did 9/11, which is it more of a joke than anything. It's like, George W. Bush tried his best. He was surrounding himself with the wrong people.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's a good old Texas boy who now he enjoys to paint.
Yeah.
That's like his hobby. He paints.
It's just his vibe.
What a little sweetheart.
Yeah.
But RFK Jr. is kind of in that ballpark. But then when you did like Matt Gaetz, it's like, well, he's not a good guy deep down.
Yeah. No.
Nobody thinks that Matt Gaetz deep down is like, you know, he doesn't mean well.
He does not mean well.
He means...
There's something sinister about
that. He means
that
unwell.
man.
Yes, there's definitely something.
I'm not saying he did what they're accusing him of doing because we're waiting to see the results of that. But
we did something like it. I think
he did something funky.
I think it's pretty safe to say
he did something funky.
Although we were talking, I was saying before earlier this week, we need to just always have the definition of human trafficking up.
Yeah,
I did not realize. And this is not me, peddling for human traffickers. I'm not whatsoever.
You're trying to rebrand human trafficking.
We do need to rebrand it or to add more definitions. Because apparently human trafficking, I thought human trafficking was like the slave trade.
That's what it sounds like.
I picture people against their will
I just always
in
kind
vehicles
of
or ships.
I just kind of always assumed it was like pimping a little bit.
Which, like, yeah, it I think that's probably closer to what it really is. I think it's more like, did you cross state lines when you committed any sort of crime?
Yeah.
Which, again, could be really, really bad. Human trafficking, but to me, like, I guess to me, it's like, no, the crime is what's bad. The fact that you cross state lines really isn't that.
That's not on the top of my list of.
That's like, oh, okay. That's
why you should get in trouble?
That's just a detail to the story. That doesn't feel like an additional crime to me. I don't know. Right? Like this, like, I guess it's probably different if it's like between countries, but it's like if you went from freaking Nevada to California, if you murdered someone and then went from Nevada to California, the crime is murder, not that you human trafficked this body or something like that. Like that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That's just a detail, but human trafficking makes it sound like the slave trade.
Yeah.
So anyway, we need to rebrand human trafficking is what I'm saying. What else? You know what else we could rebrand? What's loitering? Loitering, I think, means you're just sort of hanging out
I think you're just
somewhere,
kind of
right?
standing around. It's like you're not really doing anything with purpose. It's like if as like a store owner, you don't want like someone just like loitering outside of your store, not doing shit. It's kind of being weird.
That law was definitely passed by a bunch of old white people.
Yeah.
Right? It's got the energy of like, goddamn kids in my driveway again.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what are you doing? Go do something with your life.
One of my grandpa, greatest man ever. Both my grandpas were great. But my grandpa on my dad's side, most of my relationship with him, half my relationship with him was watching like sporting events really, really late at night when I was a kid, and him basically telling me that he gambled on them, but that I'm not allowed to say that he did. And then the other half was during the day, he would just sit on the porch and tell people they couldn't park in front of their house. And like, I just like would help him.
Yeah.
But you can't park here.
You can't park here.
I'd be like, 6. You stop, buddy.
This is not your spot.
This is a private, you can't just park in there.
Yeah.
And like I bet you was like, thank God we have loitering laws. Mm-hmm. You can't do that.
I know. Do you ever think about like, sometimes I'm always like, I wish we had like a little bit of like drama with like neighbors, but also I don't, because that sounds like too much of a hostile environment to live in.
Yeah.
But like having like a little bit of like a petty like war, like this is like a my thing. So it's kind of fun. It energizes you a little bit. Like get off my lawn a little bit. It energizes you.
I like our neighbors a lot.
Me too.
We have a lot of families. We have a lot of couples that are kind of similar to us.
Yeah. I think, you know what? I think I have one beef, but it's a one-sided beef. It's
well,
just
I don't
me.
like the ice cream person.
Yeah.
I still see that
You
truck.
don't even know who the ice cream man is.
I don't, and I don't like it.
My beef is the neighbor who just lets their dog run around. And then,
oh yeah, fuck them. Oh, fuck them.
Okay, so there's this little dog in our neighborhood. Looks like our dog. Mm-hmm. This little guy gets out all the time.
Yeah,
we get it. Our guy gets out all the time.
No, he doesn't, because I fixed it.
You know, right? We fixed the gate, but
yeah,
there's like there was a big gap in the gates. It is so easy for little dogs in our neighborhood just to get out.
Yeah, they do all the time.
So this other one, a couple houses down from us, also gets out all the time, and so we're constantly returning this dog.
Yeah.
And the other day I was like getting something out of the car, and he like just walked up to me, and I was like, "Oh, hey buddy, let's go home." And so I like walk him over to that house, and the like, is he the dad? Is he the boyfriend?
He's either the dad or the boyfriend.
Who's dating the bus driver? Is it that house?
I think he might be the bus driver.
Okay, so he might be the
Yeah. It's like a specialty bus though.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like one of those like, or maybe not. I don't know. I've actually never seen inside the bus. I've just seen the mom. This is the family that if you listen to the podcast enough, this is the family where one of their kids, who I said was like 13 and you said was like 7.
The one you have beef with.
I don't even have beef with him. I respect the hustle. I'm just like, I'm not going to make it a regular thing that every week you knock on our door and I pay you $5 to move our trash cans to the driveway when it's like a 10-foot walk. $5 just seems really steep on a weekly basis. Like if like that when we leave town.
Yeah.
See, I'm my grandpa.
Yeah.
I'm my grandpa.
Yeah. But so the dad in this house, when I couldn't pick up the dog because he was just like running away. So I just was like, come on. I like walk over. He follows me and I knock on the door and this guy comes to the door and I was like, hey, like your dog.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh. And then the dog just like runs away again and he just kind of looks at me. And so I kind of like awkwardly started chasing it again.
That's the most you situation.
I didn't know what to do.
Because I would not have chased the dog again.
He just was looking at me and he wasn't moving. He wasn't going to get the dog. So then I, like a freaking nerd, start like chasing this dog around the neighborhood, trying to catch it. And I was like, at that point, I'd done it for like too many minutes to like stop.
It's really hard to catch a dog too.
And he was just standing in his doorway the whole time watching me.
No, fuck that guy.
I was like, help me, get your dog. Call the dog. And he was like, he's fine. He'll come home. I was like,
somebody's going to hit the dog.
So am I just supposed to bail on your dog running away? It was the weirdest thing.
Our neighborhood is kind of like a 50s neighborhood where there's like kids on their bikes playing.
Yeah, it is.
It's wonderful.
It's very whimsical.
It is funny how like I would have been really comfortable having a confrontation with him. You would not, obviously.
No. And like there's no need to confront him. It just was like a weird situation where I was like, why are you watching me chase your dog?
But like you are much more, I would never have a confrontation. It'd be really hard for me to have a confrontation with a woman.
Yeah.
Whereas you'd be much more like, hey, fuck you, go get your dog.
Yeah, 2 days ago at Costco, I stuck my finger in a lady's face.
You stuck your finger in someone's face.
Yeah, she tried to wag her little finger in my face, so I stuck my finger in her face. I said, your husband cut me. Don't try to, listen, I get defending your man.
Yeah.
I was about to start my period and just
you should have threatened to get your husband in there. You would have been like the move where it's like my older brother's gonna come. He's gonna beat you up.
He's gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
Like, do you want my husband to come kick your ass?
You don't want me to call my husband.
Yeah. I had one of those days where I was like just about to start my period. I was so overwhelmed at Costco.
Costco was bustling.
Costco was so bustling.
Yes.
It's that week before Thanksgiving vibe. Shit's crazy.
Everyone wants the deals.
They
got family coming into town.
So we're at Costco. I'm walking down one of the main aisles, like trying to get to the front, not even like down an actual aisle, like down the middle. And some guy like just kind of shoves his cart into the middle and like he like just stops. And so I was like, okay, so I try to move my cart around him. And then his freaking wife comes out of nowhere and she like walks in front of my cart and goes kind of like 1 sec, like was like wagging her finger at me, like we're walking here. I was like,
what does this bitch look like?
What do you think she looked like? I was literally going. I wasn't stopped. I was going, and they went in front of me. And so she kind of gave me like, "Oh, we're walking," and I was like, "No, I'm walking."
Well, the one criticism I'll have of Costco's shopping carts, which I have actually praised them on this podcast before.
Yeah,
they're the best shopping carts. There's everything works. There's not like I got a bad one. They're all clean. They're perfect. Mm-hmm. The one criticism I'll have of them is that they are like Hummers. They're really wide.
They're really big, but it kind of has to be.
You have to be for that. But when it's bustling, like you can't. A lot of the aisles they can only fit one cart. You can't have both directions going.
And here's the thing, though, it would be totally fine if people had some decorum in Costco and knew it's like the road rules. You can't go in the middle of the aisle. You have to pull to a side. And if you're going to stop, you need to really pull off to the side. If you're waiting for a sample, don't just ditch your cart.
No.
Into the entrance part of an aisle. They always do that. They're blocking the entrances to the aisles.
Because people are dumb.
Because they want their freaking little cracker.
This is why Trump won. This is why. I'm going to start doing that.
People go crazy over a little cracker crumb at Costco.
That is a new thing, by the way, I'm going to start doing, that I've been doing, where just because everybody this whole time since the election has been like, you know why he won? This is why. Every time somebody makes any sort of like statement, I'm like, and that's why Trump won.
Yeah.
It was the Costco people.
Oh, speaking of, happy birthday to the big guy.
Who?
The big guy.
Man, I'm out of it today. Donald Trump?
Biden? It's his birthday today.
He's like 96 now?
I think
the big man.
The big man.
The big man. That's what
he's calling him, not the big guy. I think it was the big man. I think you're right. I botched
Hunter
that.
Biden called him the big man?
Yeah, he's the big man.
It was random.
Happy birthday to the big man.
Good for him.
I think they said over 50 years of serving, you know?
There was a world not so long ago where doesn't matter who you were rooting for. I think we can all agree it would be kind of crazy right now if Joe Biden was about to start 4 more years.
Yeah.
He was walking into the Amazon rainforest the other day.
That might be one of my new favorite videos. He just walked off into the rainforest.
Okay, to be fair.
No, I totally get why he was doing that too.
Because I think for the past 4 years, his staff has basically said, and when you're done reading off the teleprompter, just come back. And it's like, well, I don't know where back is. It's like, just leave. Just move away from it in any direction. We'll catch you.
Yeah, you just have to leave camera
view.
view.
Just do your best. We'll send somebody. They'll grab you.
You're the president. We'll get you.
And he did that. And instead of having a wall right behind him, like he usually has, it was the rainforest, like the Rainforest Cafe. And he just went there like he was like one of those stories where it's like, in this native culture, the old people, when they thought it was their time, they would just sort of go and let the forest take them.
Yeah.
I was like, is that what he's doing?
I was going to say, what if that was the last time we ever saw Joe Biden? What if he just walked into the rainforest and they were like, we didn't see him for the rest of his term. We knew he was home at the White House, but it was like him walking into the rainforest was the last shot of him.
Bye.
Bye.
I mean, I think that's kind of what happened with Reagan. Because when Reagan left office, he then got Alzheimer's, I believe, or dementia, whichever one, as he left office. And then apparently he just kind of like, obviously he had like dementia. He wasn't like on TV anymore. Like they keep on showing Jimmy Carter, who is dead, by the way. I don't know why. All the Jimmy Carter pictures, he's got the like eyes open, mouth open thing.
The most recent like royal who died, not the queen.
Philip?
Philip.
Yeah.
Like that. He was like that for years too, where it was like, he was like, I was like, that's a corpse.
And then they would always quote Jimmy Carter with it, be like, Jimmy Carter says that he doesn't want to pass away until he can vote for Kamala Harris. And it's like, he didn't say that. He's not saying anything. He can't say anything. He can't close his mouth. How do you make words?
They had to make a statement saying that he is aware that his wife passed away.
Yes, that's
like when she passed, they had to be like, by the way, he is aware.
You think he's keeping up with political news? You think he's watching Jake Tapper?
No.
Oh, he's a big Abby Phillips guy.
Yeah.
He loves the round table. He loves it. Speaking of one last thing with the election thing, I was going to say with our neighborhood, and you can delete this thing, but it's like, so one thing I've noticed is our neighborhood, there's a lot of Trump signs.
Is there?
Yeah, we live in because I walk the dogs in the morning. And it's like, there's a lot of like those signs. And this doesn't have anything really to do with it, but one of the things I like about our neighborhood is, and
do you know what's so funny actually?
What?
My eyesight obviously isn't good. If you know me, you know I have terrible eyesight.
Yeah.
I think I've just been registering those signs as like for sale signs, or like open house signs. You know?
That would make sense.
I don't think I registered that those were Trump signs
They
at
do
all.
look a lot like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same general shape, which it's really sort of size and shape.
Yeah.
You're like a baby where it's like they can't see.
Yeah.
Everything's just sort of blurry for a while.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
One of the things I like about our neighborhood that I never felt in California is like, if someone goes in the middle of the street and screams, I'm going to go outside.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, what's going on? So will every other like man of the house. Yeah. We have a lot of guys who they got that energy of like, they've been waiting for this.
They're waiting for their moment.
They kind of think about this of like, I'm going to be a hero.
Yeah.
Great to live in a neighborhood like that.
Yeah.
It's nice because there is like when I left town, like I wasn't worried because I was like, all she has to do is scream. And you have 6 guys who have literally been itching. Yeah. To use their concealed firearm. They're waiting for this. Please do that. And so the neighborhood just feels really safe.
I know.
I kind of love that. I feel, I always feel safe, but I feel safe with you here.
Yeah, no, I agree too.
Yeah.
I do feel safe. Like, because when we first started dating, we were living in Venice Beach, California. Mm-hmm. Shit got crazy there.
I mean, that was during COVID.
Because it was already crazy. And then during COVID, it just went crazy. Like there was a point one day where I think I was driving to like Chick-fil-A or something like that to pick us up food. And like a homeless man like came up to the window and like started knocking on the window. Yeah. While I was at a red light. And I was like, we have to move. I like immediately texted you. I was like, we have to move. We can't live here anymore.
When I realized.
If I'm stuck at a red light. Yeah. He has a stick. He's going to break my window with a stick.
When I realized that you didn't feel comfortable walking, like going for a walk. I couldn't. I was like, I don't want to live in you feel like you're like, what are you, Rapunzel, just stuck in a tower? Yeah. I don't want you to live in that world.
Yeah. Remember that when that weird woman on drugs came up to us while we were bringing in food one time?
It was terrifying.
I was like, she's going to break in.
She was in my driveway.
I couldn't sleep that night. There was just like a woman one day where I texted Jack like, hey, can you help me with the food? You came out to my car. Thank God. Yeah. And this woman just came out of nowhere and started asking us questions. And we were like, what is happening?
What was eerie about it though, was that she seemed, clearly there was a screw loose.
But she seemed like a normal girl.
And she was kind of young and like,
put together.
Yeah. Yeah. She seemed like she just got off of work, but it was like, but why are you in my...
Or like just finished some college classes. Like she was like a young, normal girl.
Totally put together. I mean, for all we know, she was like tripping.
Maybe.
And she was with friends and...
and they got lost.
And she got lost.
That probably was what it was.
That's probably, but still.
But she was like asking what we were eating for dinner. It was like a weird...
Yeah, it was like, pizza? And then we just kind of...
She just kind of disappeared.
I swear we saw her later though too. Or did we see her earlier?
I think we saw her earlier and then we also saw her later. And then we also were living with your friend Mikey. Mm-hmm. He was outside like barbecuing at the time. And she kind of was like peeking through the hedges. Yeah. Be like, what are you doing?
And I mean, knowing him, he'd be like, do you want some? Yeah. Hey, this is my new friend.
Yeah. He'd bring her inside.
So speaking of human trafficking.
Okay.
I'm kidding. We have 2 celebrities who have left the country.
Yeah, I saw Eva Longoria. Who's the other one?
Ellen DeGeneres. She's living in the UK now. She's done.
Really?
She said she's never moving back.
She's my chief of staff.
I know. I want that kind of toxic. She's the real life Jane Lynch from Glee.
You know what?
What?
She belongs in the UK. I feel like she's kind of cunty like that.
She really is. But what's funny to me is like everybody like, because for the longest time, like if that happens, I'm leaving the US. The assumption's Canada.
Yeah.
The UK is not doing super hot right now.
No.
I don't know if you've seen any of the news, but it's a lot worse than anything here right now.
Yeah.
It's not like you're escaping. You want to talk about like tyranny?
Yeah.
They're arresting people for tweets right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's kind of crazy over there.
Yeah. Ellen just hasn't like been in like the media lately. And so it's like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even known that she's gone, which you know that I'm such a secret Ellen apologist. Not of,
You are.
Not of what she did. Obviously, she created a bad work environment. But it's just funny where it's like, it was just such a known thing in LA for so long that I kind of was just like, yeah, we all knew this.
You really do. Whenever like there's any celebrity who's kind of an asshole, you're kind of like good.
I think for women, yeah. I'm kind of like
For women,
yeah.
definitely not for men.
Yeah,
But
if men are an asshole, I'm like, you shouldn't have a job.
yeah, I've learned to stop calling you out on that because
No,
like,
I'm aware.
it's a losing argument.
And I'm fully aware of my bias.
Yes.
I was the big Ellen fan. I went to the Ellen show like twice to see tapings.
Yeah.
Like I would come home from school every day and I'd watch the Ellen show.
She was just such a bad actor to me in that like when she would be like, and this person, like Jimmy Fallon's really good at seeming really excited about this person who he's talked to 20 times and clearly doesn't care about. She would say I'm so excited that you're here. Her eyes were like, I wish I was not anywhere near you.
Yeah. And she definitely did a couple like super fucked up things where it's like she would like ask celebrities that like she knew were pregnant if they were pregnant or like try to get them to drink and like stuff like that. Like where I was like, that's not cool.
And the thing is like,
I think I just like the Ellen show. And also I do like that she really pioneered the
game Heads Up.
Yes, of course. But like just like the support for people in like online entertainment. Like she basically every episode was just like, hey, this person went viral.
Yes.
We're having this person online, like on whatever YouTube video went popular. You're gonna be on my show. And like that was half the show was people who were getting famous online. Like
yeah, and you know what I like too is she wasn't like bringing on like creators. Like when our stuff started going like viral or whatever, like there was no world where we'd be brought onto Ellen. She would get like the one and done.
Yes.
Hey, this person's cat did a funny thing.
Yeah.
Let's get the cat on.
Yes.
No one will remember this video.
Yeah.
But tomorrow the cat's on.
The cat's on tomorrow.
Yeah.
And and I just really like that. I'm like just kind of pioneering the like, let's show all these people. Man, she would have loved the Rizzler. Ellen would have loved the Rizzler.
Yeah.
Her and Big Justice and AJ.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The every time you look at her though, and I hate to be judging, I know I'm not supposed to judge people, especially women, by their appearance. Like I worry for myself because I don't use lotions that I'm gonna end up like her.
Yeah.
Like you know that
She does look a little weathered now.
You know in SpongeBob when they cut to there's one shot and he's really dry.
Yes, in the
He's
episode
been out of the water.
when they go to Sandy's bubble and she's hibernating.
Yes. That's what she looks like. Water. Yeah. That's what she looks like.
Yeah.
And I guess we just need to put her in the water.
Yeah, she needs to be in a little bit of water.
UK it's basically all beachfront.
Yeah. So she'll be good there.
Not good beaches though. A lot of rocks.
Yeah, a lot of rocks.
Are there beaches in the UK?
I think they're like the seaside, you know?
But nobody's like,
I don't think they're like going to the beach.
I think you go to France or just somewhere in the Mediterranean for that.
Yeah, where it's like there's actual beaches. But other than that, I feel like you're like I'm a disturbed woman. I'm going to go to the seaside for some air to heal myself.
Yes.
Man, I could have benefited from the seaside probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. When? Like just whenever?
Just whenever I'm feeling a little crazy.
I would love to take you though to the UK or Ireland though. Although I feel like you probably already know. I don't think you would like it. It's very cold and rainy all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Seattle.
I think I would love to do like a UK trip though.
But like we'd have to pick the perfect time of year.
Yeah.
And we'd have to be really lucky.
Because I could do like the cold. I wouldn't want rain, but like if it's cold, I could like pull out some like cute jacket fits there.
Again, it's like Seattle.
Actually, I want to go to London just because it's like I just want to live out my One Direction. Like, I just want to see the sights.
You want to do the tour.
I want to see the One Direction sights.
Yeah.
Okay, sue me.
No, I won't sue you. I won't sue you because I get it. We'll do it. We'll do it. The UK has a lot of really amazing stuff. They were an empire for like 300 years, but One Direction.
But One Direction.
That's what we should say.
That's the most important part to me. Are you kidding me?
I want to see.
I had their flags painted on my nails all the time because I was such a.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I was such a big fan. I was just like, thank you to the country.
Was your mom, because your mom's younger, was she Spice Girls era?
No,
Was
I
she a
actually
little
think she was a
too
little
old?
too old for Spice
Yeah.
Girls. She was kind of like that. Like I was a little too young. She was a little too old. We both kind of missed it.
Because I'm definitely, I think people my age group, the first time they ever saw the Union Jack, which is the name of the flag, I'm pretty sure it was, I remember it from the Spice Girls. Like they were just covered in Union Jack stuff.
Yeah.
IDK. But yeah, and then Eva Longoria's gone too.
Yeah, Baddie gone. Although she's supposed to be exploring Spain for her CNN series.
What's it? What?
I don't know. I keep seeing commercials for like, there's a CNN series from Eva Long. It's like Eva searching for Spain or something like that.
Does anybody really care about Spain?
España?
España?
Can I just say, speaking of España, why do people always have to do the like España, Barcelona, Ibiza?
It drives me bananas.
Because here's the thing. If you're like speaking Spanish, you're like trying to pronounce things correctly, cool. When you're listen, I'm a Valley girl. I can speak Spanish. I'm a Valley girl though. And so my voice sounds like, if I'm saying Ibiza, it's like that. That's more offensive to be like Ibiza.
it feels patronizing.
It feels very patronizing.
Yeah.
Those are just my favorite types of people. I'm going to Ibiza.
Going to Ibiza.
In Spain.
Chile. Colombia. Like I love when it's like you're speaking with your totally normal accent.
Yeah.
And then you say Cuba.
Yeah.
Like,
If they were to like kind of try to do the accent a little bit more, but if you're just like, I'm a white girl, I'm going to Ibiza.
Going to Ibiza?
Yeah. I'm going to Bartha.
Drives me nuts. It's a whole nation with a lisp. I always found it weird too. We've talked about this before, not on the podcast, but I always found it weird where it's like, why do we call like Japan? In Japan, they don't call it Japan. They call it Nippon.
Yeah.
Why don't we call it Nippon? Their name is Nippon.
I also think that too.
And like Spain is España, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
España.
Why don't we call it España?
España. Yeah, it should just be España.
Why did we create our own name for them?
Don't know.
It makes no sense.
It makes zero sense.
I'm still waiting for the answer of like Japan especially. It's really close. Nippon.
Yeah.
It's the same number of letters.
Japón in español.
What's that?
Japan is Japón.
That's what I'm talking
Spanish.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Where did this J come from? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
You know, I haven't seen in a while. Lena Dunham. What's she doing?
I don't know.
What is Lena Dunham up to?
What is she up to? Should we be nervous when she's too quiet?
I don't know. I feel like she also could just kind of never come back. Maybe she's like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was one of those, like, her and Tiffany Haddish. Well, the Tiffany Haddish, not as much so, because nobody ever was really annoyed by Tiffany Haddish. There was just some... Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart basically just all of a sudden were in everything.
Yes.
And were guests on everything. And then...
They did the oversaturated thing.
They really oversaturated.
Which I can't blame them because it's like...
Make the fucking money.
Make that fucking money. Yeah. Like as comedians, you don't really know...
When it's going to stop.
When it's going to end. Because I feel like so many comedians have a crash. Like, where's our boy Dane Cook, you know?
Oh, Dane Cook's thriving.
I know.
His wife just turned 20.
His wife just turned 20. Happy birthday to her.
Dane Cook has kind of a weirdly crazy life.
Yeah, I know. But it's like he was so good. And then, yeah.
He was so good, but it didn't age well.
Yeah.
Once you know the shtick.
It's over.
He enunciates and he's basically all the words he uses, it's a thesaurus.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of really good bits. Mm-hmm. But then the middle bits that everybody kind of quotes or quoted at the time, after a while, like, well, yeah, what is funny about that?
Yeah.
Dax Shepard held on. He was sort of a Dane Cook type. He
did.
held on because he married Kristen Bell.
That's true.
That sort of pulled him out.
I'm not a Dax Shepard gal.
No? I thought you were a whole Dax head.
I'm such a Dax head.
Yeah.
You know me always
Why
tuning into Armchair Expert.
Yeah. Why did you have the poster?
He's just one of those people where I'm like, for no specific reason, something about him, I'm like, I don't trust you. And I think...
Yeah. No, I could see that.
Oh, yeah, I wrote this down. As a society, we moved past John Cena having hair randomly way too fast.
I didn't move past it.
All of a sudden, it was like, we knew him has buzz cut, lighter hair, and then all of a sudden, he was just a brunette.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a movie star, and we all just were like, okay.
I'm gonna take off my hat for this one.
Okay.
I've talked about this before. John Cena is one of many celebrities in a long line who have gotten big with the bald or short hair look.
Yeah.
Only to all of a sudden be able to grow hair and have long hair and whatnot.
Abandon your roots.
Abandon your roots. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. My culture is not your costume, John. It's not.
John to John.
John to John. And the worst offender, and I think all my bald brethren will stand up with me, is this guy named Brian Urlacher. He's a Hall of Fame linebacker in the NFL. Shaved head, whole career.
Yeah.
He retires. We don't see him for like 5 months. Comes back, full head of luscious locks.
What?
Fuck you, Brian. I threw away your jersey.
Thought this was brotherhood.
My culture is not your costume.
No, it's not.
What is with it's these people who, it's these people.
You people.
You people think it's so funny to be like, oh, I can't grow hair, but you can. Okay. It's a lot like speaking to handicapped people. It's like if somebody hung out in a wheelchair their whole life and then they got up, they pulled the Willy Wonka where they're like, I can't walk without the cane.
Yeah.
And then they did a somersault. That's not funny to people with canes.
Yeah. Can't do that, Grandpa Joe.
It's not funny. It's not funny to bald people, John.
No.
Yeah. So I did not forget.
Okay. I feel like society, I'll say it's society, maybe not you. But everyone just moved on.
You were saying that me and my bald brethren are part of society?
No.
Should I call both of our dads?
You guys are outcasts.
I guarantee you both of our dads are upset.
You're right.
Yeah. Brian Stelter, Wallace Shawn. I'm trying to think of bald people. These are the most random bald people. If The Rock all of a sudden has hair, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would throw me off.
China can have him.
China can have him.
Good riddance.
Yeah. I just feel like we all were like, LOL, he has hair for like a week on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not even like 2 days on Twitter. And then we just were all okay with it. And I was like, this is a big deal, guys.
He had like I know I keep on bringing up football, but like have you ever seen like the Tom Brady through the years, his hairstyles?
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
There was one where he kind of has like, where it's like the hair's a little bit too long for somebody who has very straight hair.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain length of men's haircut when you have really like bone straight hair, like I had. When you have that bone straight hair, where it's like you look a little silly, and that's what he came out with too. Where it was like, is that a wig or like is this? He's in the middle of trying to grow it out to be longer. It just looks he's in that uncomfortable phase.
Yeah.
Another thought I had: do you think in the future there'll be like, you know how there's like Alcoholics Anonymous, like Narcotics Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous and stuff? Do you think there'd be like Social Media Anonymous?
Maybe.
I have a feeling in the future there's going to be the thing where, because it is so addicting.
It's so addicting.
And it's getting more addicting every day.
I know. And I like I've been playing like the numbers game lately because we've been like posting all kind of stuff all over the place right now where I'm like, I can't stop looking at like views, likes, comments, numbers. And like, I'm like refresh. And it's like sick. It has me sick in the head.
When we're posting tons and tons of stuff of being like, it's obviously not like being drug dealers. It feels more like fast food where it's like, we're just giving people fast food.
Yeah.
And hoping they buy it.
Yeah.
I wonder if there'll be like the type of thing where it's like at some point, because I like if you picked 100 people like between our ages, like around teens to 30s, and you're like, you can't use social media for the next month. I think almost everybody would be like kind of weird for a day, be like, I keep on reaching for something that isn't there.
Yeah.
But I bet there would be like 2 or 3 people who was like, I'm having real withdrawals.
I think, and that would be me.
I'm kind of panicking.
Like I always kind of feel like I need a cleanse.
Yeah, you kind of need like I wondered though if there will be, because it is such a rush. Like TikTok is a slot machine. You're getting a dopamine hit.
First thing I do when I wake up in the morning is like check my email.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, my eyes aren't even open yet. Why am I doing this? Like just because I'm awake doesn't mean I'm like, gotta look at my screen.
Yeah.
Like time to look.
But I mean, the first thing I do, you're right, when I'm still groggy, is I pull up Twitter and I get really upset.
Yeah. And it's like
why am
I can't be healthy.
But I need to be upset.
I guess.
I need to be like, God damn it.
You're like, I need to get up out of bed and do something myself.
But then I stay on because I got to keep on scrolling down.
Yeah. I got to see what's next.
What other stuff should I be upset about?
I know. I don't know. Speaking of social media though, I got racially profiled by TikTok AI today.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Yeah.
So I could tell our small audience. I started a second TikTok account that I have not like put anywhere. Like I'm not shouting out. I'm just kind of like letting it happen because it's specifically beauty content and I have too many male followers. And so
they fuck up the algorithm.
Yeah, basically because they're the first people to see it. They don't interact with it and then TikTok just kills it. So my product review career is going nowhere, even though
that's what you want to do.
Beauty industry is my passion. That's all I've ever wanted to be, is a freaking beauty guru.
Yeah.
But because I have too many male followers, it like just immediately suppresses. They don't go anywhere. So I was like, I'm just going to start a whole new fresh account. And I'm literally going to like beg for 30 views and not shout it out and just see if it can grow organically.
You're starting fresh. You're starting
fresh.
You know, you're with your roots.
Yes.
You
so,
know?
and I'm having a ton of fun. But so I have this fresh new account, and you know how on TikTok, and when people are commenting things, the TikTok's like AI thing will come up with a question that's like a common question that people are maybe asking in the comments or something that's relevant. And then it has like a blue comment and you can click on it, and then it'll bring you to basically like a new thing for you to find that information.
Yeah.
Like blue shoes. It'll take you to blue shoes or whatever if you're talking about shoes in this video. But these videos, because it's again getting like 10 views because there's no one on there, it's a blank account. It like I have no comments on my video. I like made a makeup video. I have 0 comments on it, like whatever. The TikTok still decided to make like a search thing for me. It just like scanned my video, and what did it label it? It labeled it, I want to get the exact wording correctly because I just went ahead and labeled this for me. Latina makeup cheap products. I was like, first of all,
really judged you.
I was
First of all, yes, you're Latina.
but the fact that it was just like cool to label me that.
Yeah.
And then was like cheap products. So I was like, I'm using very expensive products in this. But I was like, that's just crazy that like the AI stuff can just like scan it and be like, here's something that maybe someone who watched this video might search after looking at this video.
Especially because it's like, I mean, can I say the username? No.
Sure. I don't care. Just know, boys, if you follow, I'll block you. I've gotten like 10 male followers on there, and I've just been like immediately blocked.
No,
like,
because they're going to watch 4 seconds of it, not like it, and then TikTok's going to be like, okay, apparently this isn't good.
Apparently nobody wants to see this video, and they're going to fuck up my hours of work that I put in shooting, editing, all this, coming up with it.
Yeah, you're trying to serve a specific audience, and these goddamn horny boys keep on getting in the way.
And I'm always like, if you're a guy who's into makeup videos, sure, fine.
Yeah, gay men follow, please.
Yeah.
But the
girlies, you're welcome here.
Or metrosexuals. We don't talk about metrosexuals enough anymore.
Or if you're a straight guy who likes makeup.
That's a metrosexual.
Yeah.
Metrosexual.
Yeah, metrosexual.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time where I was like not a teenager yet, but like where metrosexuals were, that was like the word, that was the thing.
Yeah.
It was after the first Queer Eye for the Straight Guy series came out, where it was like, what if men were clean?
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, they are. There are men that are clean. They're gay men. And they're like, no. What if straight men were clean? It's like, what?
What if straight men actually gave a shit?
What do we call them? And then they came up with this metrosexual thing.
As if that has anything to do with sexuality.
Yeah, but it did at the time, baby. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
At the time, it was gay to care about your appearance. Now people are looks maxing and all that stuff. I feel like it's more straight people doing that, if anything.
Yeah.
They're trying to like compete and get ahead, which is just such a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
But anyway, I forgot how we got into that. But
you're saying something about my username and then
so your username is Michaela O'Shea.
Yeah.
So looking at that, they can't be like, this is Latina.
Yeah.
I guess like Michaela maybe.
But that's not. I spell my name a funky way. It's just like a name. I like. No part of my name.
No.
They literally just were like, scan your image.
So they clearly looked at you and they were like, she's Mexican or some type of Latina.
One of those things.
She's like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very vague what I am. No one knows.
I feel like it.
But like I just like it's just so interesting. Like the TikTok. AI thing they've got going on.
Yeah.
It just watches my video and figures out what people might want to see.
I kind of dig it. I feel like if I created my own account, which is my version of that would probably be like, what would my
fitness?
Fitness would be the obvious one. I probably should do that at some point.
You probably should.
I feel like it would just be like bald man upset.
Yeah.
You know, like how would you describe it in like the most blunt, like it's what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like kind of got the Bill Burr energy. I got to fix that. I get bothered by too many things. You what's bothering me right now though?
What's bothering you, sister?
Love, heartbreak.
Okay.
Vince and Linda McMahon are getting divorced.
What?
I know. The king and queen.
Wait, I literally was just hearing about her on the news because she's doing something for education this time around.
She's heading Trump's transition team.
Okay.
Which basically means after you win, she's helping him assist everything. And I think she might be the head of the Department of Education. That's what
I thought I heard. She's doing something with education this time.
I think she's the head of the Department of Education. And they're getting divorced.
I can't believe that.
I know. Man, if you haven't seen the Vince McMahon documentary, which again, the demo for this podcast, thank God, we love it, that's probably not their speed.
I don't know what this demo is.
We're creating it now. But
We're creating it now.
Linda McMahon,
I would love, honestly, guys, give us just like your feedback, not in the like, oh, this is a stupid episode, but just honestly sound off in the comments. Give me like 3 of your top interests just for me to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to know who's there.
it is really funny it's like every now and then I'll look at like who watches our stuff, and it's different on every platform, but like on Facebook, we're so big in like Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And like Polynesia too. Like Philippines loves our stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to communicate that to them. You know, like I don't know. I don't know enough about Filipino culture to be like, okay, well, how do we cater to them even more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tell us how to cater to you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off today.
I was just saying it's a bummer.
That is such a bummer.
I know.
Ugh.
I haven't seen you this sad since we found out Harvey Weinstein had pneumonia. Harvey Weinstein had pneumonia. And Michaela didn't come out of the bed for a week.
Wait. Someone else got sick too. Do you think we can go one episode without bringing up Cosby, Weinstein, or Diddy?
No.
No, I don't think we can either. And I think it's just because we're like, well, they're bad, so we can make fun of them.
It's nice to know in this, polarized world we live in, it's nice to have a unified, we all think these people suck.
Yes.
And that list of people is really slim.
Very slim.
Yeah, there's not really, maybe Lena Dunham. People really didn't like her. And I get it. Did you ever watch Girls?
No, but I feel like
that show just bummed me out. Like, again, it was funny, but there was a lot of stuff where I was like, man.
I was told that I would like it, but I just never got around to it. I feel like it's a fever dream. So if I pull this out of my ass, because I feel like none of these people should be connected, but I feel like they are.
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah.
Did she date Chris Evans?
No. Jack Antoff, that guy.
Who's that guy?
The music guy who does all of Taylor Swift's music.
I think she did.
And then hold on. And then he cheated on her with Lorde. Like they fell in love at some point.
That feels kind of like, that makes sense to me.
Right?
Yeah,
and then he's now married to Margaret Qualley,
who is
Andy McDowell's daughter.
Yes.
Huh. Yes. Okay. I think that's the story.
See, I can see you going from Lena to Lorde, and maybe going to Billie Eilish. Sort of these kind of alt type women.
Yeah. And then because I was actually confusing her for a second with who is Greta Gerwig married to?
Oh. Yeah, she feels in that world too.
Yeah, right? Where it's this weird, messy. That's why I almost forget the stories, because I'm like, wait, all of these kind of seem like a fever dream.
What genre are these people? These people.
This is the artsy community, I'd say. They're all the people who think that they're fucking artsy. But actually, some of them are. So I can't say. Lorde is what Taylor Swift wants to be, and I'll
Lorde
say that.
is a musical genius, and I will say that a million times. Greta Gerwig married to Noah Baumbach.
Okay, and he used to be with someone who
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Who is she?
She I know her from, she's the girl in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but she's also a very serious, very good actress.
Maybe that's what it was, but it was
no, but he was with somebody else. Maybe not,
because he's the guy that Marriage Story is based on, right?
He made Marriage Story.
Oh, he made it.
I don't know if
I think
he based off his own life.
And so he made Madagascar. Yes?
I think he made Madagascar 2 or 3.
3. And that's what the big movie was. And that where they were fighting over the money and the divorce or some shit.
Yes.
It was Madagascar 3.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry if this whole segment makes no sense. This is literally me trying to pull pop culture out of my ass right now.
This segment is the best segment we've ever done, because I do think we need to. So I know that Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, they're known as their movie scene. It's called Mumblecore. Okay. They're the movies that a lot of people, if you love them, you love them. Mm-hmm. But if you're like me, you can't watch them. They're basically they're the movies that where kind of nothing really happens. It's called Mumblecore because it's supposed to be sort of real life.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, like people kind of just talking normal. And it's just kind of like, I don't know if we had to record this.
Yeah,
guys. Like
I
this
agree.
just feels, depressing. Everybody, they all live in a really small apartment in Brooklyn and are worried about rent money. And it's like, move out of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You're paying so much money for literally move to Staten Island.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a commute. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Move to New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's what everybody does. You don't have to live above the shitty theater that you're trying to keep open and save enough money for. But yeah, they are somehow related to the Lena Dunham Lord.
Right?
What is that overall genre of people?
Yeah, and I think it's all it's the people who are like, we're in an artsy community type thing.
Yeah, like is it like bohemian?
Maybe.
But it's an offshoot of bohemian.
Yeah, because they're not like earthy.
It's people who the men in that genre wear clothes that are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But they only wear them.
And they opt for like circle glasses.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's the people who, when they wear glasses, they go to the glasses store and they're like, can we interest you in these? These are our top 100 selling pairs. And they say, if they're high selling, I don't want them.
Yeah.
I want what was considered like high fashion in like the 1870s. Yeah. I want that. I want a shape that makes no sense.
Yes.
And is really unattractive. But that's the point.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. And it's to be like, oh, I'm different.
I'm different.
You might not find me attractive, but it's because I'm different.
Yes.
Sorry. You wouldn't get it.
The people who have very unique senior quotes in their yearbooks.
Yeah. Did you have a senior quote? I feel like I asked you this before.
I feel like I did too. I don't remember what it was.
Mine was literally, Kim, you're being so rude right now.
That fits you so well. I think mine was from The Simpsons.
Okay, that I could see that.
Yeah. That's one of those things that always trends. Or it's like one of those clickbait ads.
Yeah.
Where it's like popping up and it's right underneath you, like doctors hate him.
Yeah.
Then there's like sort of the porn game where it's like, who's playing this cartoon Flash, like Adobe Flash, like I think that's Lois Griffin from Family Guy naked.
Yes.
Who's playing this game?
Who's playing this game?
Part of me wants to click on them sometimes.
I've always wanted to like get like a shitty computer and just click on all the virus things. I just want to see what happens.
I think you get viruses. I think it kind of after a while breaks down. But like these games, they must be actual games.
Right? Like that's why I'm like, I just want a really bad computer just so I can click on them.
Who's getting off on that?
I don't know.
On the gameplay. Right? Who's like, yeah. This is good. Oh, here's another famous cartoon character naked. I'll never understand that.
Yeah.
The drawing naked people being eternal just doesn't really.
I could get it.
You have the imagination.
I do have the imagination for it.
Yeah. So I read a news story today where a pilot for United Airlines, there was a multiple hour delay. So everybody's just still on the plane. And this pilot bought 30 pizzas and handed them out to everybody on the plane. At the end of the article was, and he waited for everyone to have a slice before he had one himself. I want to get your take off of this. What do you think about this? The pilot, there's a delay.
Okay.
So he bought the pizzas himself, about 30 pizzas, which by the way, that's like a lot.
Especially because I'm sure it's like airport pizza.
Yeah. If it's from the airport, I mean, that's like 3 weeks salary for that guy.
I know. Yeah.
This isn't Costco pizza.
It's not Costco pizza. You're not getting a good deal.
Even like anything.
Oh my God, I want Costco pizza.
Anything. Well, I know we don't live close enough to Costco now where I'd be like, I'll only go get Costco pizza.
You're right. We don't.
I was there at Costco yesterday. I got 2 hot dogs, ate them both on the way home, one on the way to the car. I finished it before I got to the car.
I'm so jealous.
I was so good.
I'm like so on my period right now, by the way. And so I'm like, that sounds so good.
Yeah. Baby girl on her period, you have the best taste in food when you're on your period. I love it because all of a sudden you're like, can we have? Sometimes you'll ask me, which is so funny because have I ever said no?
No, you've never said no.
Anything really ever? I don't think so. I think the only time I ever said no is if I'm driving the car and with certain music, I'm like, this song will kind of make me feel dizzy.
Yeah.
I can't listen.
But you've never said no to food.
ever. I will get upset with you where I'm like, sometimes you will be too giving for me, too nice, where you're like, well, I want to make sure you have what, and like, I'll eat anything. What you like tastes good to me. So let's eat what you like.
Sorry, pizza plain.
Pizza plain. When I read to you the whole story, essentially, what are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts from that?
Besides the fact that I'm like, oh, pizza's expensive. But then I'm like, okay, well, if he's allowed to open the door, can we not just all go wait back in the airport?
Interesting. That's a good, yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than actually being delayed on the plane.
Yeah. That is the worst. You really feel like you're in purgatory.
You're in purgatory.
I always think I'm in purgatory.
It's fucking like hot on the plane because they never want to turn on the air conditioning because they're like, well, we can't because.
Or it's freezing because they're like, it's really hot outside. If we don't leave the air on, we're going to boil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then I guess nice of him to wait till everyone else had a slice.
Yeah.
But I also am like, I want my pilot fueled. Make sure he gets a slice.
So I have it gave me the same thoughts I have about like Mark Ruffalo, where I'm like, what'd you do? Like, that seems a little generous. 30 pizzas. And the fact that at the end they said, and he, like, they literally had it written down, and he waited for everyone else before he took a slice. It's
You're
like,
right. That is
what are
kind
you
of
apologizing for?
That is kind of a big, I wonder how long the delay was.
I think it was hours.
Okay. So maybe maybe it was so bad. It was like, I've got to do something for these people.
Maybe. Like, that's probably what it was. I'm probably being like cynical and stuff, but it just feels to me like something like, did you cause this delay?
Maybe.
Like, it might have been. I
was going to say, I don't know if the pilot's looking for good PR.
Well, he got it. I mean, that's how you get good PR. You do something kind of crazy like that. People love plane stories.
They do.
There's like a million plane stories every day.
I know. Did you see the Shake Shack thing?
No.
On specific flights, it's going to be so specific. So if you are flying out of Boston.
Yeah. Out of Logan.
For a flight that's over 900 miles. And if you're sitting in first class.
Okay.
We're going to have some Shake Shack patties for you.
That's really funny. That sounds
they like announced that like today or yesterday or something like that. Like they're like, this is like everyone's so happy. And it's like, I'm sure there's a Shake Shack in the airport, but.
It's probably one airline too, right?
Yeah.
So they're like.
Oh, it's I believe it's Delta.
So basically Shake Shack was like, hey, let's do a sponsorship with Delta. You get Shake Shack patties if you're flying out of Delta.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
first class.
Here's what that'll cost. And they're like, okay, well, we can't, that doesn't work. What if we just did first class? Everybody, Delta first class, you get Shake Shack. That's a lot too. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's narrow it down. Delta Shake Shack first class out of Boston Logan Airport. It's that much? Oh, because like 98% of the flights are just to the Northeast. Well, what's that radius? 900 miles. If you're going more than 900, that's a very reasonable number, and we get our PR.
And that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I saw that today. And I just was like, when you're like sitting in coach and first class starts getting their meal and you just smell it, it's either horrible or you're like, I'm starving all of a sudden.
Yes. This is basically, if you are going from Delta, from Boston to LA, you get Shake Shack.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's something like that. It's like 900 miles.
All 4 Delta flights out of Logan Airport. By the way, has to be leaving Logan. Can't be 2. No. That's just so funny.
So funny.
It's a really great PR by them because they're in these news articles. Mm-hmm. People are seeing the Shake Shack ad.
I know. Honestly, I need to stop talking about food right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a meltdown because I'm hungry.
It's time for sports gossip.
I was just going to say, you want to get into some sports gossip?
Okay, so are you ready for sports gossip?
Hit me, sister.
Okay, so if you haven't seen this segment before, I love football. You don't love football. I've learned that the only way to get you interested in football is if I explain to you the news like it's gossip.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to try something new for the next few weeks on sports gossip.
Okay.
Okay, so in the NFL, there are 8 divisions.
Okay.
There are 32 teams. Each team is in a division.
Okay.
So there's 4 teams in a division. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to explain to you the divisions.
Okay.
So that way you can get a sense.
Break down what the divisions are like.
Yeah, because all the time I'll say to you like, oh, the NFC East. And you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I would love for you to kind of know like, okay, that's what the AFC West is like. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to talk about the AFC West.
Okay.
Okay. So here's how I want you to think about the AFC West.
Okay.
The AFC West is like the Kardashian family.
My favorites.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So there are 4 teams. The Kansas City Chiefs are Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Okay, they're the alpha, you know?
Yeah.
They're the one that everybody is constantly comparing themselves to. Everyone resents them. They're the best.
They're the HBIC.
The
head bitch in charge.
They're the head bitch in charge. They've won 2 Super Bowls in a row. They've got the best quarterback, currently the best coach. They got Travis Kelce. They got Taylor Swift. They're Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Except Kim does not have Taylor Swift.
She does not. Oh, are they riffing?
But that's like the biggest.
Oh, yeah, because she made that bitch famous.
That's like the biggest Hollywood drama in the world.
Okay, well, that makes this a little bit spicier. Kim Kardashian is the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Okay, the Las Vegas Raiders are Khloe Kardashian. Okay, they are the team that everybody loves. Like, sure, there are some people who hate like the Las Vegas Raiders or formerly the Oakland Raiders. But the point is like they've moved a ton of times. Their fans travel with them. They're the fans where it's like they're always wearing like kind of crazy makeup. They look like they're going to like an insane clown posse concert. And that's just like their fans going to like a regular game.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Halloween. It's always Halloween for the Raiders fans.
Yeah.
And everybody loves that about them. They're a fun team. But like Khloe, they have terrible taste in men. Whether it's quarterbacks or whether it's coaches, they just can't seem to get it right.
Yeah, Khloe Money, just like Khloe Money.
What's with Khloe? Tristan, Lamar, who am I missing?
I mean, we got French Montana. There's a bunch of people she's dated.
She just keeps on making these huge commitments. She's getting married to these guys where it's like, girl, why are you making the same mistake one more time? And that's what's happened with the Raiders.
Yeah.
They're currently paying 3 head coaches. Because they signed John Gruden to a huge deal. Then they fired him, so they still have to pay him. They signed Josh McDaniels to a huge deal. They fired him, so they're still paying him. And now they have Antonio Pierce, who's like an assistant coach that they basically turned into like a head coach because they're like, we can't sign another huge deal with another coach. And I feel like Khloe's about to do the same thing. She's about to marry somebody else. And it's like, girl.
It's like they're just committing to these coaches the way that Khloe commits to like how she married Lamar after like 3 weeks.
It's like, learn your lesson. Learn your lesson. But at the same time, everybody loves her.
Yeah.
And everybody loves the Raiders.
Everyone loves her. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of men, the Los Angeles Chargers are Kourtney Kardashian. Okay, they just got out of a long and tedious relationship with somebody that they were not happy with. His name was Brandon Staley. He was their coach. They just fired him a year ago.
AKA the Lord.
Yeah, Scott Disick.
Yeah.
AKA Lord Scott Disick. And of course, right after they broke up, they immediately rebounded with a new coach, a new man, Travis Barker.
Okay.
And then like Kourtney, who just immediately started being like, I'm a rocker when she went with Travis Barker and like changed her whole personality for him. Mm-hmm. They're Jim Harbaugh's team now.
Okay.
Which is awesome because Jim Harbaugh's awesome. Kind of like Travis Barker.
Yeah, like Travis Barker is pretty awesome.
Yeah, they rock out.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then for the Denver Broncos, if there was one Kardashian sister or any member of the Kardashian family who, if I said to you like, which member of the Kardashian family can sometimes overshadow Kim, who would it be?
Kylie.
That's the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Okay. In their history, the Denver Broncos are amazing.
Okay.
And when they're good, they're really relevant. Like when Kylie became a billionaire, she's
selling lip kits.
She's it.
Yeah.
But then every now and then you're like, wait, I haven't seen Kylie Jenner in like 3 years. Where the fuck did Kylie go? And that's the Denver Broncos. When they're not good, nobody cares. When they're good, everybody's like, Kylie's actually better than Kim.
Yeah. Arguably, she's a bigger deal. Yeah.
Yeah. The Chargers and the Raiders, they're never touching the Chiefs.
No.
The Broncos have potential.
Yeah.
Just like Kylie.
Okay.
Just like Kylie and Kim.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's the AFC West.
Okay. AKA the Kardashians.
The AFC West is the Kardashians.
Keeping up with the AFC West.
They probably should make a show like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drama in the AFC West too.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you just have like the Chiefs alone when they have Travis and Taylor, and then they have, Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes, and then like the
other Mahomes. There's a lot of Mahomes.
There's a lot of Mahomes. They have his brother who he's like constantly getting arrested and whatnot. And yeah, I guess it's mostly just the Chiefs. But that's like the Kardashians. It's mostly Kim.
Yeah.
The drama's mostly Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay, another sports gossip thing is, so I'm a New York Giants fan. It's a bummer, but our starting quarterback, Daniel Jones, is being benched this week. And he's going to be benched for the rest of the season. Basically, they're doing it's like for a money thing. Basically, if Daniel Jones, we signed him to this huge contract that was not a good move. We still have him for like 3 more years, but if we can cut him after this season, we can save a bunch of money. And so we're basically benching him for the rest of the season, even though he is the best quarterback on the team. Because if he gets hurt, we like owe him a lot more money. He's guaranteed more money. So it's just like a financial thing. But The fun news is, starting this week for the New York Giants, our starting quarterback is going to be Tommy DeVito.
Wait, I feel like I've
Do you
seen
remember
him
him?
Before. Yes.
Because he was a really big deal last year.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why everybody loves Tommy DeVito is, one, he was an undrafted rookie. He's incredibly Italian.
I was gonna
in
say.
a really fun way.
Yeah.
Who's a fun, he's Italian in
In like the Jersey Shore way.
he's Italian in a Jersey Shore way, not in a Papa John's saying racist remarks way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's not like Rudy Giuliani.
He's Jersey Shore, not Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
That's really good. And so just to give you honestly, just let me give you some background of Tommy DeVito. So he's from New Jersey, which is actually where the Giants play. That's a whole nother thing. He still lives with his parents.
Love that.
Even though he's an NFL quarterback. And his parents, picture an Italian family.
I've got it.
That's Tommy DeVito's family.
I love that.
He could be cousins with Big Justice, the Rizzler, and AJ.
Yeah. Is there any, I think Italians are just so universally loved. Does it get any better than the Italians?
Does it get any better than the Italians? I
doesn't.
know. I don't know. They're fun. His nickname is Tommy Cutlets because, like I said, he lives with his parents.
Love it.
His mom cooks him dinner every night, and his favorite meal is her chicken cutlet.
Adorable.
So last year, he played in a few games. He's a third string quarterback, and he played in a few games, and he somehow won 3 games. And the reason why he really took off, besides the stuff I already mentioned, is his celebration dance was the Italian fingers.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, all of New York, which is a huge Italian area, was just he's ours.
Yeah.
We have a guy. So it all peaked basically they cut to his family and they're like, who's this man who looks straight out of The Godfather? He looks like 1970s Italian, fedora. And it turns out it was his agent, a guy named Sean Stellato, who, by the way, I've watched football. I know football. I've never heard of this agent. I don't even know if he's actually an NFL agent. I think he's just an Italian guy who's I'll negotiate the deals for you, buddy.
Yeah. He's a trusted person in that family.
He's a family. He's a member of the family.
Yeah.
He eats
He's
the
in
chicken
the family.
cutlets.
Yeah.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah.
And so it just took New York by storm. All of a sudden, it's he's everybody's favorite. And it's just going to be really fun. So he's going to be starting this week. So if you're going to watch football, make sure you keep an eye out for Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets.
I can't wait to see more of him.
He's the Italian stallion.
Yeah, the Italian stallion.
He lives with his family.
I would love nothing more. I feel like the entire team should just be a bunch of little Italian boys.
I've always thought about that. I always thought it would be really fun if there wasn't the NFL draft, if it was more what I think they do in Europe with soccer, where it's kind of you're just sort of recruiting people.
Yeah.
And so you basically have the New York football teams are mostly Italian, Irish, and Jewish guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Yeah. And then it's oh yeah, the Dolphins are just they're just the Latino team.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of Cubans on it.
Just a bunch of Cubans.
Yeah.
Different styles of play.
Yeah.
How fun would that be? That's kind of what the Olympics are.
I hope to see Tommy Cutlets with a nice Italian girl named Gina Marie or something like that moving forward.
Yes.
That's what he needs.
A Gina Marie.
He needs a Gina Marie in his life.
Who by the way, is very vocal.
Yeah.
And really chews them out in public a lot.
That's what I want to see that girl in the stance with
No
his
shame.
family.
No shame.
Yes.
The New York, I can't even emphasize enough how much New York was we fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
How could you not?
That's what you need. Yeah.
I have a whole side of my family that's Italian. They love the guy.
Yeah.
He's ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what you missed on Glee. And I think that's a podcast too, right?
I think so too.
I'm kind of wiped.
Yeah. Your girl's hungry for some Costco pizza she's not going to get.
It's too far away.
I know.
I'd go get it, but it's too far.
It's too far. That's okay. You're just saying you don't love me.
It sounds so good right now.
Thank you so much for watching for watching this week's episode. Please make sure to subscribe, share around with your Nana and Pop, whatever you call your grandparents.
That's fun. Share around with your Gam Gam.
Yeah, either Gam Gam.
Yeah.
Your what are some other grandparent names?
I've heard Yaya.
Yeah.
Nana. Grandpa.
Your Nona.
Your Nona. What's the Jewish one?
Isn't that Yaya?
I think it's the Greek one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because my Greek cousins, they call their grandma Yaya. A lot of fun names for grandparents.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun names. White people are taking it a little too far.
They're taking it way too far. They're taking it way too far. We'll talk about it next week, but
yeah.
The fact that nobody can be grandma and grandpa anymore drives me bananas.
All right.
See ya.
Kisses.
Towel off.